I was having a conversation with another expert in the field of consulting and coaching, and I would say she was at par with where I am professionally, not having been in the business as long as I have, but with regard to like revenue size, client size, we're both performing at the same level. And it was interesting as I'm talking to her about our various expertise. My expertise having been in corporate for 10 years, entrepreneurship for almost 20 years, her expertise having been in corporate for the reverse, almost 20 years, and in entrepreneurship for, maybe a handful of years. And it was just interesting listening to her talk about the importance of having certifications, the importance of taking this or that course, having certain letters at the end of her name. And she was asking me about certifications that I had. How many letters do I have behind my name? And I started to feel a familiarity in the conversation, like I was back in corporate, like that stuff really mattered when it really doesn't matter. It felt like she was looking for some sort of scaffolding, something to hold me up to demonstrate to her that I legit had the experience and the background to justify the type of work that I was doing. Now, mind you, she was not looking to hire me. She's looking to move into partnership with me. We were looking at joint venture opportunities, ways in which we could collaborate and uplift each other's. Well, I was looking to uplift her community who, follows her as the leader. And she was actually looking for me to partner with her to write corporate proposals and gain corporate contracts. So we were kind of looking at each other differently, but it was just interesting hearing the types of questions that she was asking me and hearing what to her substantiated who she was from a credibility standpoint, by telling me, oh, I've got this certification, I'm about to get this next certification, you ought to consider getting this certification, blah, blah, blah. And it was just really interesting because I'm thinking, you and I have the similar backgrounds in corporate. You've led teams, you've run projects, you've owned your outcomes, you've gotten your results, hit targets, all that good stuff. With all of these years of background, why do I need more certifications? Why do I need any additional letters behind my name? In fact, why do I even need a website? Right? I know I just kind of jumped there, but I'm just thinking, like, why do I need all of that? And the more we were talking, the more I realized how structurally different we were. She speaks from a place of needing to prove or to verify, have verifications in place for her to justify any knowledge gap that her audience might perceive she has. Whereas my mindset was more of, my experience fills that gap. And because through the years of my entrepreneurship, I created structure. I don't, and through my experience, I don't really need the scaffolding that corporate provides or that certifications and courses and all those things provide, because my leadership and the way that I operate fills that gap. I'm hoping that makes sense to you. In corporate, leadership happens inside a system that carries a lot of weight for you already. But when you go solo, you become the system. You become the structural shift that must happen to fill this inherent gap that you might begin to fill when you feel like you need more knowledge or you need more certifications or you need, more, coursework to take. And so the role clarity that we play inside of entrepreneurship is much different. So in corporate, you have, the clarity of your role is defined for you by your job title. Um, the decisions that you make, you typically need approval from someone else before you actually move. The priorities that are in place, the business usually sets those priorities for you. The cadence in which you move and you do things, there's meetings, there's deadlines, there's like this reporting structure that exists that creates momentum, right? These feedback loops that you go through with reviews and metrics and your managers telling you if you're on or if you're off track. Like all of that stuff is already in place for you structurally. And it, when you're thinking that way, when you're on your own, the questions are different. Like the scaffolding that gets built is different because now you're responsible for defining and setting and protecting the things that the company uses in order to provide what you do, who you do it for, what matters this quarter, what does good look like, how you get to decide, how you build trust without a logo behind you, without a certification behind you, without additional letters after your name, without a website, right? And I kid when I say website because I gotta tell you, I've been in business for 19 years, almost 20. Come next year, which will be January 7th, will be my anniversary 2027. 2027. Um, I haven't had a website. I mean, yeah, I had funnels and, like online tools, landing pages, that sort of thing, that say, hey, this is what I do by my thing. But nothing that was like, ooh, this is all encompassing of who Sherelle Slace is, and these are their accomplishments, and this is, these are all the services and the products that we have and all the things, right? I just never needed it in order to get clients. I would use that as an example to say that's scaffolding, right? So a lot of entrepreneurs get started and they don't ever launch because they're feeling like they have to have all this stuff in place. So I'm using that as an example. Got to get my website together. I can't really talk to anybody or introduce my products and services to anyone until I have this website done, right? And so you spend all this time with your, setting that up, and you're not doing the thing that makes you money in business, right? Um, so I liken that to certifications. I liken that to having more letters after your name. It feels like a safe next step, but it's not. Because the market, who you looking to attract, they're not asking for more proof. They're not asking for more proof. What they're asking is, do you understand what I need? Can you relate to me and what I'm experiencing? Is your work clear? Does your work feel focused for me? Are you a decision maker? Are you a leader? Like those are the things that your buyer is asking, and the way that they learn that from you is by experiencing you, not reading your name and the letters and certifications that follow it. So I just want you to just think about this a little bit. When you are you telling yourself that you need another certification? And if you are, I want you to pause and look at what that certification is really offering you. Is it offering you skill building? I mean, if it's offering you skill building, I get it. I think that's good. Or feeling is it a feeling of safety that your old corporate system used to provide you? I mean, I think that's worth reflecting on because you probably just missed the structure mostly. And you've been using courses and skill building and certifications as a stand in for the missing structure that you want. Structure is needed in business. It's needed for you to create your cadence. It's needed for you to know what first step to take and what next steps to take. Certifications, certifications are not going to fulfill that for you. So that's my thought on that.